that as yet hasn't alchemized is just the more seductive, more publicly acceptable version of that, which makes it even more dangerous because there's fewer people that are going to say, well, you know, at least you're not going out and getting a bag of cocaine with the boys in, 78-year-old man. But yeah, it's a cautionary tale I think that we should all be pretty scared about.
It's a challenge because, I mean, I made the joke about the simulation, but like it's so easy now for us to see other people's lives in such a specific narrative that they want us to see. And it's like a responsibility for people who have a platform and followers to be honest, but they have no reason to be. They don't have to be. So if we're looking up to these people who have worked 40 years of their life to become this billionaire, and, you know, they talk about like maximize efficiency, be as like, use everything for this, optimize this, be perfect in this, all these things. And it's all about optimization, efficiency, make more money, work harder, wake up earlier, morning routine, everything, all these things. And it's like, well, that'll get me to his life. What if that dude's fucking miserable, you know? What if he's optimized and rich as fuck and drives that nice Ferrari, but he hates his life, you know? We'll never know. Maybe he's very different from me. And maybe his goals and his morals and his values are completely different than me. And I can't project onto that. But we'll never really know the truth of if those people are happy or not. But these young kids are watching this story, watching this journey, and they're like, that's who I want to be. I want to live like that. I'm going to work like that until I have that.
Very, very dangerous using anybody as a role model that doesn't seem to be being transparent. You know, I think...
It's hard, though.
Of course. And you don't know whether the transparency is performative, how much of this is... How much self-knowledge do people have anyway? Like, how transparent are we to ourselves?
Yeah.
And then on top of that, how much do we allow ourselves to tell other people? And then how much of that do we allow to go into a public platform? You know, there's so many filters. It's kind of amazing that anybody says anything truthful ever, you know? Like, there's so many incentives and obfuscations that don't allow us to see what we believe or feel.
Yeah. Even if you're not numbing with, like, boring stuff like Instagram, you could be efficient and optimized in your life enough to have a morning routine, a night routine, and work hard enough to never have a spot for introspection, of genuine introspection. You know, you can think of like, this is a cool quote about business and working hard, but it's not really about how you feel. And you could live your life in a very efficient, beautiful, well-articulated manner and have no idea who the fuck you really are.
Busy calendar is a great hedge against feeling feelings. You know, if you just bounce from meeting to meeting, look at how important I am. All of these people need me. They all want me. I've got all of these things going on. There's no, you know, to go back to sort of the drugs analogy, there's no point where you're at the come down after the after party, you know, as the cocaine's wearing off or as the hangover's kicking in. There's no hangover. You're just permanently in dopamine party mode for however many, you know, decades of life. And I think busy calendars for a lot of people protect them against the existential eye-wide pain of having to work out, why am I doing this? Am I doing this for the right reasons? Is this what I'm supposed to be doing?
Do I really enjoy this? Or yeah.
You mentioned, especially now that you've got daddy daycare duty, that you're having to learn to say no more. I think you said previously you said no 90% of the time, and now it's 99% of the time. So thank you for saying yes. What would be your advice for people that struggle to say no? Perennial people pleasers and those that struggle to advocate for their own needs or put their desires first. How can people be better no sayers?
It's a good question, because it kind of took me into a cheat code to really get good at it. And that's leverage. You know, it's at least in my like professional performative life, I said yes more. But I guess from the beginning, if I really think about it, I've always worked hard to just say yes to things that I actually cared about. You know, I tried not to be, in starting out as like an influencer, I tried not to be a sellout. You know, I got offered a lot of money I've turned down some crazy deals that I'm still like, holy shit, like a few $100,000 a month deals. And I just said no, because it's not a product that I would use without the money. And that's like, it was inauthentic to me. And I was like, fuck. But